Get started.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to StreamGeeks Live.
Today is all about the YouTube algorithm and hacking the system.
Yes, this is a specialty of mine. Just got back from Vid Summit, which is a video YouTube creator summit in California. Learned a lot, and I wrote all of this stuff down. And I almost don't want to give away all my secrets because I've been using them for so long and they work so well. But
that's what we do around here.
That's what we do on StreamGeeks, and I really think this is going to help you a lot. And let's go ahead, and that's going to be our feature topic of the week, a YouTube Live deep dive. How to use live streaming as a strategy for promoting your YouTube content. And let's start by talking about the algorithm tests, because that's really important. Of course, we should say it's a live show. Don't forget, Tess is going to be bringing up your comments live. We will be answering questions throughout the entire broadcast. Eagles all the way.
Geeks feature topic of the week.
Yes, hacking the YouTube algorithm. Let's start with the algorithm test. So tell me what you know about the algorithm.
For YouTube,
Yes.
how your videos are placed via the search engine.
Exactly. So
What appears first?
YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, second only to Google.
Aren't they in cahoots with Google?
Yes, they are.
So they're a conglomerate, right?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a tech conglomerate. And the way the algorithm works, in a sense here, and this is a presentation you guys will get, by the way.
I love that photo of Mike.
There's Mike. Is that basically, in a sense, total view time is better than total views, and relevancy is better than SEO. Yet the SEO is how we kind of find our relevancy. So let me explain. YouTube wants to deliver videos to the audience for what they're searching for. They want to deliver the most valuable, relevant content that they can. How do they do that? How do they determine what's the most relevant content? Well, one of the best ways that YouTube has is to see, are people actually watching this video? And that would be view time. So if 100 people go and watch this video, they click on it because they like the thumbnail, they like the title, and 100 people leave right away, maybe the title was misleading. Maybe the video content wasn't actually what they were looking for. And that tells YouTube this video is not relevant. But if people go to your video and they watch the whole thing, or they watch a large percentage of it, that tells YouTube this content is incredibly relevant to the title, SEO, description, all of the things that the user's telling us it is. And that is where we get the essence of the algorithm. YouTube wanting to deliver the most relevant content to the viewer or the person searching on the search engine.
So if you're checking all those boxes, when I go in how to do a smoky eye, type that in. If you check those boxes, your video will pop up first, or on the first search page, or...
Well, that's the goal, is to get to the top of the YouTube search algorithm. Now, we're going to talk about strategy on how to find your niche and how to create videos. But of course, there may be other people who've already created a video about the smoky eye, and they may already have tons of view time. They might have great viewer engagement, right? A lot of people are liking the video. A lot of people are subscribing right after they see it. So it's a mix of likes, subscribes, shares on social media, the amount of people that are blogging about the video, embedding it in different places on the internet. So it's a mix of everything. But it's all of that versus everyone else that's trying to go for the smoky eye or the various
What
keyword.
makes you different? That's where content comes in a little bit as well.
Yes, so putting your effort into the content and making people want to actually watch the whole thing is going to be the best thing you can do to work the YouTube algorithm. Now, we've got some hacks here, and one of the biggest hacks that I can think of is live streaming your
Absolutely.
content.
I mean, we're biased, but it works.
So, and why is live streaming such a hack to the YouTube algorithm? Well, when you live stream your content, this is our content for the week. We live stream every Monday. This is our 1 hour segment of content. We have somewhat of a captive audience. You guys are watching right now, and everyone that is watching is adding to the view time. And because we have scheduled the live stream, when it is posted on to YouTube, it actually retains all the views and view time. So if we have 50 viewers who view for an hour each, we've got 50 hours of view time attributed to our on-demand video. You don't get that when you just upload a video to YouTube. That's a lot of view time to accumulate. And that makes live streaming one of the biggest hacks. Assuming that you're good at live streaming, you get the attention, people stay and watch your video, all of your subscribers are notified, and it's a great way to capture the attention and the view time so that your video will then do well with the algorithm.
Yeah, we're going to have to touch on some of the changes YouTube and Facebook has made recently. As Oli TV points out, has YouTube recently made changes that penalize the smaller user like us?
Well, in a way, they're looking for credible sources of content. So if you've already proven that you can have views that have great watch time, if you've already proven that people are going to subscribe to your channel after watching a view, yes, you will actually do better. In fact, the algorithm kind of supports the larger creators because they post a video and all of their subscribers go and watch, so they get a bunch of views and watch time. And watch time is really the number one thing that people are using. Now, we're going to talk about how to use live streaming to boost watch time. But that's one of the best ways. Now, the thing we didn't explain is all of that relevancy, all of the keywords, all of the content is also juxtaposed in a relational database against demographics. So they could say, well, this video gets a lot of likes, it gets a lot of shares, it gets a lot of view time when it's a man in his 30s to 50s, but no women in their 20s want to watch this, right? Mm-hmm. So they don't penalize the video just because a bunch of women don't want to watch it. What they do is they use a relational database where they say, okay, it does very well with women in their 30s. So when women, and Google knows a lot more about people than we think.
Scary, huh?
They know your age, they know where you're from, and they use all of those demographics to turn back the information they have, and they say, okay, this performs really well with this audience, so let's promote to that audience. And there is one of the best hacks that I can tell you.
And that hack would be really paying attention to who your audience is when you're choosing your title, when you're choosing the tags that are related to the content. Pick tags that will, be of interest to people in your demographic and whatnot.
Knowing your demographic,
who's going to watch your video?
Knowing your audience is the number one hack. And you can actually promote your video directly to your ideal demographic so that you can build up that information in the YouTube algorithm. For example, we could take this video and advertise it with Google AdWords for really not that much money, just $20 or $30. We could advertise it to, we would say our exact demographic, and we can use keywords to even further increase the relevancy so that when people type in Wirecast or YouTube Live or something that's if they type that in, they definitely are going to want to watch this video. It'll increase the view to view time engagement rate. So those people who are typing in those keywords are much more likely to watch the whole video than someone just randomly typing in, a keyword that's not relevant. And YouTube actually has built their Google AdWords platform to charge less when the ads being delivered are more relevant, because that's what people enjoy and that's how they stay on the platform. So that's my number one hack, is get your demographic down, advertise to your demographic. Don't spend a ton of money unless you want to, but spend a little money so that you can trigger that algorithm to say, wow, this is performing really well with the, YouTube doesn't know our target demographic, only we do. Mm-hmm. So we promote to that. And then YouTube goes, wow, it's doing really well with men in their 30s. Let's keep showing this to more men in their 30s. That's the number one hack that I can give you. And of course, all of the titles, descriptions, tags. We don't need to go over all of the SEO stuff. Use it, but use it to the most relevant extent possible so that when you get those views, they will watch the whole video or most of it. Don't try to bait and switch people. Now, one of the things that I've learned about links, Tess, is quite interesting, about linking to your website and to places to buy the products that you sell actually penalizes us.
Yeah, it's tempting, and we're certainly guilty of doing that with, certain courses we have and whatnot. But YouTube actually wants to keep you within their platform. There's a lot of competition out there. They want to keep you on YouTube. So another point that we want to tell you guys is to suggest other videos of your own videos rather than send your viewers away from YouTube. Create, your YouTube strategy maybe should be more community-based, getting subscribers and getting people to watch all of your YouTube videos.
Yes. So that's one of the things I learned is that as you basically what YouTube will find is YouTube wants people to be on the platform as long as possible. They don't want people leaving the platform. So if every time they go to your video and they end up on leaving YouTube and not coming back and going to your website, the algorithm will say, "Oh, don't promote that video because it just sends people away. It doesn't
You
keep
have
them
to
on
play
the
their
platform."
game.
Yeah.
You really do. That's why we try to post natively on YouTube and Facebook and whatnot, because you have to play their game to be seen.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one thing a lot of people forget because we were so used to using YouTube and video as a way
With
to
call to actions.
bring people to your site.
Yeah.
And we're doing it right now. In fact, we have in the description of this video, StreamGeeks.us/YouTube, where we've got all these free downloads because we want to give you guys great content.
The point
But,
of YouTube, though, is to create that community with people who are interested in the content that you're providing. So it does make sense, and hopefully the idea is once they become more familiar with you and hopefully binge watch all of your content, they'll go out on their own and find your website and more information about you, maybe your social media links to which you could have call to actions there and so on and so forth.
Speaking of binge watching, one of my favorite tips that I've learned is using playlists. So instead of sharing, if you're going to share a link on social media or email out to a bunch of people a link to one of your videos, it might actually be a better strategy to share a link to a playlist, which will increase the odds of them binge watching more than one video in that playlist. So you can actually have the top video that you're trying to get to send to somebody, and then have like 3 or 4 more relevant ones included in the playlist, and they're much more likely to just keep watching that playlist and racking up more view time and views on your video. Of course, thumbnails are important. One of the things I wanted to share here is an end screen. And this is one of my favorite things. We haven't been doing this as much, guys, as we used to.
Yeah.
But what this is it's a template that's basically an end screen. And what it does this is basically a live video feed of us right now. Okay, it's coming in over NDI. So what you would do is, if you're creating a video live, which is the way we do a lot of our videos, at the very end, that's where you ask for people to subscribe. Mm-hmm. That's where you ask for them to like.
That's like the call to action for you.
I think it even comes over here. I even have a little subscribe button that pops out. So a little subscribe button pops out.
It's clickable.
It's
right?
That's not clickable, no. But what you can do is you can use what's called the YouTube end screen. Mm-hmm. So there's all this black space over here, and the black space is actually saved for the videos that you're going to suggest
and you can
for people
plug
to
those in.
Yes.
And they will be clickable.
And the subscribe button's not clickable in this case, but this whole template here, you can we have our Facebook user group here. You can put whatever you want there. It's a free template, Adobe After Effects template, available in our download at StreamGeeks.us/YouTube. There's this, and we've got a free thumbnail as well. And just wanted to share that because it's pretty helpful. So live streaming as a growth strategy. So we talked about, first of all, live streaming in general, live video production reduces the time that you spend in post-production. So you have more time to focus on the content, create the content, spend less time in post-production. So if you can master video production, live video production, you can save so much time. Not only, so every piece of what you're doing in your YouTube videos, see if you can do that live. See if you can do it in a couple takes and then not have to do all that post-production. The other thing is we talked about gathering massive view time during the live broadcast, but also, this is an interesting one that I wanted to share. It's called the new video hype buildup. And Tess, explain to me what this is, because it's an interesting strategy for trying to get your video to go viral and end up on the trending tab.
This is the one that you learned
YouTube.
from Daryl, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so from what I understand from it, this is more for established, really successful YouTube vloggers who are, anytime they go live, they're going to get a bunch of live views, like 400 live viewers. What they're doing is, before they have a really important video to them that they think is, their viewers need to see, it's going to be great, it's going to be successful, they will go live, hype it up really quick, like, I've got this amazing video, guys, it's going to be the best video ever. They've accumulate a maximum amount of viewers, 400 viewers or so, and then they say, okay, in 5 minutes it's going to go live. And then while they're live, they upload the video and say, all right, everybody, head over and, watch that video now. And what happens, YouTube allows videos to go viral, to go and appear as trending if they're getting a large amount of views at one time within like 24 hours or something like that. So if they're getting exponential amount of attention in a certain amount of time, that will not trick, because you are getting the views, but that's a way to help ensure that your video does reach the trending or trending space.
Yes, and one of the things I didn't realize you could do, but would be crucial for that strategy, is you can upload a video to YouTube and you can have it be scheduled. So I always thought you upload to a video and then it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
But you can, right when you go to the upload screen in the middle, there's a drop down. Instead of going public, you can go scheduled. And you can say schedule it for 2 p.m. and then you can go live at 1:45.
So you're not having to do a bunch of things at once.
Yeah.
You already know it's going live.
It's going to drop exactly at that time.
And that's the one time that we have thought about breaking the one video a day rule that we have. We like to only go, one video piece of content a day, whether it will be a live video or something that we've recorded. We like to do one a day.
Yes, and the daily one video per day rule is something that I've broken in the past and realized, especially if you have a lot of video content. I forget what it's called, but when you go and record 8 videos in one day, let's say, because you're doing it, you've got a whole bunch of interviews or something, don't post them all in one day. Post them one at a time or spread them out a little bit. Drip, and it's called drip content marketing. And one of the reasons why is because one of the ways that YouTube sends your subscribers back to watch your content is these YouTube email digests of maybe 8 or 10 of the top subscribers that you subscribe to. And if you publish 2 videos in one day, YouTube's going to actually choose the most recent one to send to your subscribers. So you're actually losing out on a automated update. And most people don't click the little bell next to the subscribe, which says, send me an email notification every time a video is published. Most people don't do that.
You have to be really dedicated for that.
So you probably are going to be relying on these YouTube email digests of various content creators, and you're having a good thumbnail in there, having a catchy title that is highly relevant is going to be important, but you don't want to lose one of those email digests because you uploaded 2 in one day.
Right.
So,
can you edit a subscribe onto an existing post? You can edit the end screen annotations. If you go into the editing portion of the video, you should be able to select a template for end screen annotations.
And we talked about scheduling your live stream versus Stream Now. The only reason why you'd want to use Stream Now is if you were literally like a 24/7 news station. And then YouTube does have its own ranking system for live channels. But they're not individual videos.
I much prefer, if I'm going to do like a spontaneous selfie stream, to do it on Facebook or Instagram rather than YouTube. Maybe if you're a YouTube star, that is your space, and you might be okay to do an informal selfie stream that way. But if you're trying to do a really developed piece of content and promote it via live video, you definitely want to schedule it ahead of time.
Yep, schedule it ahead of time, schedule out your emails, schedule out everything about it so that this all works perfectly. We talked about playlists to organize your live streams. Little tip with playlists, and Tess, I was going to let you know this. Playlists are incredibly easy to use, right? You just click a button and you add a video to a playlist. We have a place on our website called StreamGeeks.us/show, I think it is. And basically when you click it, it shows you the latest show. But what I notice is a lot of times it's like, oh, we forgot to re-embed the latest show. And what you can do is you can just embed the playlist, and then you never have to go back into your website and re-upload it. You just add it to the playlist, and the top thing in there, I've already done it.
Because I noticed, I was like, how did he add a video? Like, he added a video and I did it? I don't know.
So it makes a lot of sense to do it this way. And just so you know, there's a little check box at the bottom that says add new videos to the top of the playlist. And you can even set up rules so that you can automatically have YouTube add a video to a playlist if certain words are in the title. So if you always use episode XYZ or live or the word of your show title in the title, it can automatically add it into the playlist. But adding them into the playlist is easy enough. Just click that add new videos to the top of playlist and you'll be cooking. we have a comment you want to
Ted is
tackle?
asking if we could post the notes we're working with on the display behind us. Maybe we'll add to
The
the
notes are in
presentation.
the YouTube description.
Okay.
And this whole
Perfect.
presentation is available for download at streamgeeks.us/YouTube.
Yes, and there is a link below, although we said not to use it.
Don't use it.
There's a
but-
link in the YouTube chat below.
Yeah.
Ted's on Facebook, so you'd have to go over to the YouTube feed.
Okay, so we talked about all of that. Oh, we didn't talk about deleting. Okay, so boosting content with AdWords. That's my favorite hack. Using relevant keywords and your demographic. That will boost your overall embed time so much, or your overall engagement time so much by knowing your demographic that YouTube doesn't know. Only you know which demographic that's going to work with for your content. YouTube thinks they know. We talked about the YouTube outro. We talked about YouTube end screens. You've got three options here for YouTube end screens. And what these are, we talked a little bit about them. You can choose most recent upload, best for viewer, or an entire playlist. And one of the things I really like about using most recent upload is that you always kind of want to dump as much traffic as possible to your most recent video. So if you've got hundreds and hundreds of videos out there and they're all dumping back to your most recent video for you all day long every day, that's a pretty good thing. Of course, using best for viewer will actually allow YouTube to select the most relevant content for that viewer. So
That's a
I like
nice
to use
little
both.
fail-safe.
Yeah, I like to use both. But Tess, I remember you were mentioning how some of our older content isn't as good as what
Kind
we're
of
producing
scary
now.
to show. I mean, you don't want to delete it because you've developed your channel, but
Yeah.
we always get those random comments on a video from like 2 or 3 years ago, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, like this wasn't even correct anymore. Things have changed. And of course, all of this stuff is subject to early 2018, and in 2019 it can be
Exactly,
totally
and
different.
so much of this, Facebook Live in the past year.
Oh my
So,
God, it's changed
you
so
know,
much.
Things change quick. around
Now, I
here.
will say sometimes when you get these hacks, YouTube finds out about them and says, "Oh, well, that's a little bit of a hack. We should fix that. We should tweak that. We should change it."
This whole video.
Facebook did a good bit of changes to their algorithm lately, based on engagement, baiting, and
We'll have to take a look at our analytics later and see
organic
what's
growth
happening.
has been changing. So a whole bunch has been changing on the platforms, and a
Both
lot of it
platforms.
from people like us hacking the algorithms. And Facebook was just so good. Facebook Live, they've changed quite a bit now, and the organic reach is not the same. YouTube thumbnail is incredibly important. I'm going to skim over this, but we've got a free download for a Photoshop file in here. This is that cool. Is that a rhombus?
That's a trapezoid, right?
Yeah. I'll go
Oh
with
my
you on that
God.
one. It's a cool YouTube thumbnail. All you have to do is pop your own logo in there, and it's a cool YouTube
Paul and I
thumbnail.
need to go back to second grade.
Yes, can we
seriously.
please get- no,
How
that's
are we gonna help
geometry.
our
That's
kids with
geometry.
homework? We've always
right.
been into linguistics.
Well,
sides
it'd be
of
funny. Our
academics.
kids aren't old enough. Once our kids are in like second grade, we're gonna be like, the rhombus is back. I know exactly what you are. Okay, now let's talk about like goals. So we realize that live streaming as a strategy is incredibly good for creating content, creating mini videos. Oh, we didn't mention the fact that you can actually take chunks of your live show and make new.
Yes, sometimes we repurpose content or take small bits of useful information and post it as a new video. We also, if the pre-show for today example, things kind of weren't going so smooth, we'll probably on YouTube use the editor function and snip off the pre-show. And it'll go just to the 2 o'clock start the show portion.
So we've established that live streaming is going to get you viewers, you're going to get view time, you're gonna get all those great things. Now let's talk a little bit about creating an engaging show that will keep people watching. And one of the top things we have here is user audience engagement. We use vMix Social. And vMix Social allows Tess to bring up comments from both YouTube and Facebook, and she's keeping her eye on it throughout the show. So if she's looking at her computer, don't worry, she's not. I hope she's not on some beauty blog. I think that she is checking the chat.
I was Googling shapes.
Oh, she's Googling shapes. Well, it's usually related to the
It's a
show at least.
parallelogram.
That's a parallelogram. Okay.
A parallelogram, though, is a form of a trapezoid.
Good. So you were right.
Not really, but kind of.
It's a parallelogram, and it looks great on YouTube thumbnails. In fact, speaking of YouTube thumbnails, I was told that if you play off the YouTube colors, which are
You
red,
were kind of right too.
white, and black, I said we're all right.
We're all right.
We're all right. If YouTube's colors are red, white, and black, you might want to use complementary colors like green, as we do.
I like this tip.
Orange. Because YouTube's red, and then you can pop out
Same
more
can
with
go
a different
for
color.
Facebook. Try and complement the colors of the platform. That, signature blue on Facebook or the signature red and white on YouTube.
Yeah.
Play off that with the colors in your content, pictures, thumbnails.
So that's a cool idea for the thumbnails. But engagement. So we use Vmix Social. Tessa's been giving you examples of that throughout the whole show. You just
Cover
saw.
this one really quick.
Okay. What's this, Tess?
How do we share posts from our website with a YouTube embed code to Facebook? Should I share from the website so Facebook won't see the YouTube link as a direct share?
So should I share from the website? So basically, YouTube does have a community tab now, by the way, where you can share your videos with text and ask questions and stuff in the way that you can share things on Facebook.
Nice.
It's new. We need to start playing with it. We haven't done too much with it. On the Facebook side, if you share a YouTube video on Facebook, the organic reach is going to be horrible. Download that video, upload it organically to Facebook, and have what's called a native video. Always go with native video
Yeah, and schedule a separate live stream and stream to Facebook and YouTube if you can.
at the same time.
Quick question from Kirk. Is there a way in vMix to share a part of a live show to Facebook, Twitter, etc. during the live show?
We do have a hack for you on that one too, and I can't take full credit for it. It actually came to us. Can we skip to that one? Can you hold off for just 2 minutes? We're going to get to that.
And Kirk will identify
Yeah.
that that's what we're talking about then.
You'll know. You'll know when it gets there. We are getting to that.
I love seeing some of our old regulars.
This is our
on
old here.
Dave,
Yeah.
Mike, Bruce, Selesky.
This is the
Everybody-
way we used to capture the YouTube. We would actually do a browser capture, and Tess would create a cool little overlay. I mean, this is
Very proud.
feels like ancient, like 90s, but it was only a year ago.
That was the fun of it.
It was fun, and now we use a really, it's more. See, what if somebody says something mean in there or something
Right.
bad? It's out there
Then
now.
it's
Tess
cute.
curates the whole thing.
Yeah.
We talked about requesting subscribers, so don't forget to request subscribers. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and likes.
Wink, wink.
And comments. Subscribers are great because everyone who subscribes gets notified to watch your live show, so it's a great, easy way to keep your audience engaged and coming back to the live show. But comments are even more important in a lot of ways because those can be telling you what your audience wants to see. And Tess and I keep kind of like a running list of what people want to watch, and instead of spending a lot of time thinking about what your audience wants,
You guys
why
make
not
it
just
easy.
ask them?
Give the people what they want, right?
It's really, really nice to have all the comments from you guys. We really enjoy it. And that's going to play in our next segment on how we choose what to make our videos about and really stand out. So here's a little demo of vMix Social. You can see here there's Twitter, Facebook, there is YouTube now, IRC, and you get a little web interface, which is shown in the back, and you can send comments directly into the screen.
This is a really good solution for the one-person streamer who is monitoring their own chat. If you're streaming to Facebook and YouTube at the same time, vMix Social allows you to blend both comments from both locations into one page, and I can cue them on the screen while live. We get questions about this all the time.
Yeah, no,
I'm sorry.
it's a great tool. It's a little bit tricky to use with YouTube if you have a lot of different YouTube accounts.
Do we have a full screen portion of the presentation?
Oh, you mean just the agenda?
No, the presentation.
That's what that is.
Like full screen.
Oh, for Michael to show.
I mean, it's all right.
Michael,
was asking.
well, Michael,
What-
if you want to,
What
sometimes we do
resolution is
that.
necessary for these kinds of live streams?
I think it's nice to do 1080. I really do. You might be able to pick it up via NDI, Michael, if you'd like
Facebook,
to.
I think, is slow rolling out 1080p live streaming ability to view and 1080p.
Yes,
But you can stream to Facebook in 1080p now.
you can. So I like streaming in 1080p because the content that's archived will be in 1080p. 4K probably soon, next year or so. But yeah, definitely plan to stream in the best quality that you possibly can. Next,
And vMix, though, the nice thing is you can stream in 720. What's the other one? 480? Is that a standard?
Yep.
And lower if you want to
Yeah.
96 kilobits per second, things like that.
Now, one of the things that I wanted to try to do today was do a
Not
multicam
me,
YouTube
yeah.
live stream.
Just
It
thinking out loud now.
didn't work out for some reason. I think it was because we maybe were streaming before it was all set. I don't know. But you can do 4K streaming, you can do 3D streaming, you can do multi-camera streaming. So there's so much you can do on this platform. You can go all the way up to 30 megabits per second, which is even like it's beta, but 4K and beyond. It's crazy. We normally go up to 4 megabits per second, is like where we live. So in the 1080p realm. Quickly, this is what we've found from YouTube versus Facebook. Our YouTube viewers watch longer.
Only
They
3
watch
more people
more
watching
minutes.
on YouTube right now, though, than Facebook.
But
Things are changing.
things are changing, and I think it really depends. I built the YouTube channel so much. Well, actually, no, we started StreamGeeks at the same time.
That's what?
As we started StreamGeeks YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So neither one of them had like a head start. But we get a lot more views on YouTube.
YouTube is always streaming at 360 for AJ.
Well,
You might have to change a setting there for your streams if you schedule them. 360 degrees?
360 is technically an incredibly low bit rate, like below 480. So you might not have very good bandwidth, and they're automatically selecting it. That is called, what do they call that? Transcoding. So what YouTube does is they take our 1080 and they go, okay, if you have good internet access, you get 1080. If you have very bad access, then you get 480. And they take our 1080 and transcode it into a whole bunch of different streams to optimize for bandwidth. A couple tools that we use Gleam.io. We'll be using that in just a moment here to pull a winner. It also helps us boost our YouTube, get subscribers, more comments, and we really get a ton of comments, which is great. Chris actually bounced between YouTube and Facebook, so I'd love to know, Chris, which one you prefer if you bounce back and forth. YouTube autocomplete is an interesting one, and what that is that if you're trying to go for a certain keyword, you can start typing it into YouTube and see what YouTube wants to autocomplete, and that gives you a idea of what the trailing keywords are, and that's called
Oh, yeah. We were talking
long
about that
tail.
earlier. I like that.
A long tail keyword is what you want plus 3 more words because it's getting that competitive in today's day and age. You can't just go for one keyword. You might need to go for a sentence or a group cluster of keywords. So the other thing I want to throw out here, so Google Trends, Google Keyword, all that stuff. The most important thing that I've learned is something called the blue ocean strategy. And this comes from a book by Con Kim and Renee Malbergny. And what they have come to find is that this is how you can create what's called an uncontested market space. Because and make the competition irrelevant, is what they say. But basically, if you're going to go after a trending tag, something super hot and trendy, you better realize that that's going to be incredibly competitive. And so what they call it is like there's a lot of sharks and there's blood in the water and it's a red ocean. Maybe that's not where you want to be. Maybe you need to be a forward thinker. We've been creating content for the live streaming industry for like 2 years now, 3 years almost. And we knew it might not be trending yet, but it will be soon. And let's create ourselves our own blue ocean and let's go and create content where not that many people are creating content. So when we know that the trends are moving that way, we've already got established content for that market. Take that, and this is like the most powerful thing now, and pair it with what's called the topic cluster strategy from HubSpot, which is a pillar, hub, and spoke style. Why don't you explain how this works, Tess?
Okay, so you might have one central topic, which is starting a live show. And that's going to be the center. And your strategy for marketing, growth, branding, and everything regarding your content surrounding it is all linked back to the main topic. But the idea here is kind of similar to what YouTube offers with keeping you within their platform. This strategy is about keeping your end user, your viewers, involved interacting with your content. So at the end of every piece of content you offer, you send them to another piece of useful information for them. It never ends. You know, not just like a download, but after you offer them the download, you then offer them another piece of content that might have more free downloads or something like that. It just never ends. That's really kind of the
It's
gist
kind
of
of the gist of it. So, for example, if this centerpiece is YouTube Live streaming, that could be a very hard topic to get to the top of Google or YouTube on. But if you become a leader in the space and you've got your video pointing back, you've got your blog post pointing back, maybe a podcast pointing back, a guide, everything linking back, not just to the center, but together. So at the end of each piece of content, it says, well, have you seen the video? Have you listened to the podcast? Have you downloaded the blog? Have you done this? Have you done that? Everything linking back to everything it's kind of going back to the old days of backlinking, which is like the oldest way of
Hopefully
SEO.
with this, though, it's, you know, providing them some sort of useful information to something that they've sought out, that they've looked for. So you're just kind of offering them more helpful information.
So that combined with the Blue Ocean strategy is our best advice. Of course, don't forget to subscribe. It's time to go to the post show and
we
do the
have
giveaway.
to cover Kirk's question.
Oh, yes. And Kirk's question was?
Okay, how to post content
Oh,
during
my
your
God.
live
We almost
stream.
forgot that. All right. So in the tools section, I skipped over it. Oh, my gosh. Okay.
How could
So
you?
I'm going to show this full screen because this is freaking cool. All right. So there is something called Zapier. And I was told
Give me a
this
website.
by 12th
Zapier.com.
and Sports Network told me all about this. I'm going to log in here. Hope that gets me in. Yes, I'm in. Okay, so what it allows us to do is to connect YouTube or Dropbox to YouTube. So let me check my Zaps. Where is it? My Zap here. All right. Oh my gosh, I don't even have one in here. So what you would do is you connect. I'm just going to explain this. I don't have. I must have. Oh, you know what? It's my StreamGeeks login is what it is. Let me try this again. Log in. Paul.Richards at StreamGeeks.us. This is it. Okay. And this is where I have my Zaps. There's my Zaps. Okay. Here it is here. So basically I've connected Dropbox to Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn. And what it is basically you can have a folder on Dropbox. And when anything goes into that folder, which I have right here, we could even test this now if you want, Michael, but basically anytime you put a picture in my picture drop folder, it automatically posts it to YouTube, to Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
There you go, Kirk.
If you drop a video
Dropbox,
into
I
the
assume.
video drop, it automatically publishes to YouTube, which is set up to automatically publish to Twitter and Facebook and Google+. So that's the way.
This was a meaty show today.
It was a meaty show.
So was last show.
And that was an interesting one. I wanted to include that, especially if you're doing like a sports game or a big conference and you want to just drop a 30-second clip into this Dropbox folder, which will then quickly get it out to all the social media platforms. That's the way to do it. So let's go to the post show, and we're going to pull a winner for our spin to win, and we'll see you guys in the chat, answer some questions. Thanks for sticking with us, guys, tuning in. It's been a fun show. We're going to spin to win in just a moment here. Should we figure out who the winner is?
Yeah, let's pull up Gleam and get this party started. You have to let the sneezes out. It's not good for you.
I know, you're right. I should have.
I turned my mic off before I sneezed.
Oh, that's a
I
good
did
one.
earlier.
There's a tip for you. Next time you're live streaming, don't forget to turn your mic off before you sneeze.
I can do it so easily with this wireless mic. All right, guys. StreamGeeks spin to win. I am on my computer right now.
Okay, Tessa's going to pull the
Drawing
winner.
a winner. Kumar Gaurav.
Where's he
Kumar
from?
Gaurav.
Where's Kumar from?
Kumar is from Singapore.
He's from Singapore.
What? All
I
right,
hope you're here, Kumar.
Remember, you must be in the chat and claim your prize or your spin in the chat.
Hopefully you're
Give
here.
you a minute or two.
If not, we'll just answer questions and then draw another winner until we get somebody here.
Thomas says, can you have
From the
Zapier
free
post on 2 other Facebook or Twitter pages? I'm going to say no, but I'm not sure.
What do you mean? What does he mean by that?
Like post on PTZ Optics page,
Yeah, I think you can.
not your own page.
When you log in, so when you create a Zap, you authenticate with your master Facebook page, and then it asks you which page you want this specific Zap to post to.
Kumar Gaurav, are you here?
All right, I think we can probably pull another winner. I'm not seeing Kumar in the chat. But yeah, Zapier, and I'm trying to give credit to who gave me that information about Zapier. I know it was 12th End Sports Network, but I'm forgetting the gentleman's name.
Oh, there's Brian.
Brian, but it wasn't Brian. It was his
Oh my
partner.
gosh. It's not Andrew. Why am I forgetting his
But
name?
I will find out. And
I feel like such a jerk.
he was in the sports broadcast show. He told it to me, and I wanted to give him credit for that because it was such a good tip.
And Wandering Pause. Jeffrey
Portland,
Austin
Oregon.
Brown, Wandering Pause.
Wandering Pause
From Portland, Oregon.
from Portland, Oregon.
Nice. Some new faces
Cool.
here. Let us know if you're in the chat, and we'll spin the wheel for you.
The wheel has gotten quite an upgrade. I don't know if anyone's seen this, but we've got the free camera, IP joystick, NDI camera upgrade, which is really getting close. We're just working on the tutorial videos now. Spin again, which we've never landed on. A 4K camera capture card, which we're excited. Oh, this one's falling out. We have Wirecast. That's a Wirecast license. Another IP joystick and a free camera. So there's 2 IP joysticks on there. Wirecast. I gotta ask VMix if they'll get on there too. But there's just a lot going on there. So let's spin. Let's get another winner, I guess.
Hold on. Facebook is really behind right now.
That's funny that Facebook would be behind. It seems like YouTube's always behind.
I know. So we have to be careful.
We do have to be careful.
Make sure that we're giving enough time here. So let's give it another second
Okay,
here.
let's give him another second. He's in Portland, Oregon, so it would be around 11 a.m., 11:30-ish for you over there. 11:45, so maybe he's having some coffee at the coffee shop there in Portland. A hipster. The hipster coffee
You must
shop.
be a hipster if you're from Portland. All right.
Oh, Mike's giving us a countdown timer for this. This is good.
Very nice. All right, we are going to pick another winner. Repicking.
Okay. And who do we have now?
Ooh, this is a Bulgarian person, and it's not in English.
Paste
Hold on,
in
let
the
me
chat.
post this in the chat. And
Yes, free shipping in the United States. We've talked about this, all of that. What are you guys excited about for 2018 when it comes to YouTube and Facebook? Is there anything that we missed? Any tips that we missed? I mean, we covered a lot.
Zoli TV. First off, what's your first name? So I forget. Second off, it's streamgeeks.com/giveaway.
StreamGeeks.us/YouTube
Streamgeeks.us. No, for the giveaways.
/giveaway. It's right on the website.
Giveaway.
It's
Sorry,
right on the
I cut you
website.
off.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Hungarian. Yay. Leaf TV. We're trying to keep our eye on YouTube and Facebook in the chat. Yeah, VMix Social is probably the best place to look. Seems like it's definitely coming in.
Zoli TV needs a PTZ camera for my snowmobile hill climb show.
Wow.
Very cool. Muting before a sneeze. Tip of the day. Oh, Zoli's name is Zoli.
Makes sense.
That would make sense. Well, thank you for that. All right, let's pick another winner.
TV is what I do. That's funny. TV, that's just what I do.
I thought Zoli was like a cool TV name, cool show name or something. I don't know. One can never assume.
Okay.
Thomas Ginnivan. Or Ginnivan.
Houston, Texas.
Thomas Ginnivan. Ginnivan.
Ginnivan. Thomas
Houston,
Ginnivan.
Texas.
Houston, Texas. What's his email?
Ooh.
What?
Streamon.hu. That might be our Hungarian friend.
Do you think?
Because .hu, is that done .hungary?
Well, what is the email address?
Streamon.hu. Can you please chat me or say the first part of your email address? I can't even see who the last one was.
Well, we just have to keep picking a winner until someone gets here.
But I'm afraid that this was the person. I always like to be fair. you
No,
know?
I agree. You have to be fair
And
with this.
I guess the time has passed anyways. So, Thomas Ginnivan, are you here? I popped out the chat.
Yeah, can we just like let you to win again?
Yeah.
All right, let's
All right,
pick
we're going to
again.
pick another one. We want to give some free stuff away. A lot of these, I don't know, people are might be the middle of the night. I mean, Mike Hong,
Mike Hong,
Garden Grove, California.
Garden Grove, California.
Whoa.
See, if we say where they're from, it'll give them a much better idea if it's them or not. If they don't know their own name.
We took this trip to Garden Grove. That's what I can think of.
Oh my gosh, Jess. We can't be talking about Sublime.
This is live, okay? Is this rated PG?
This is PG like 12. It's like a little below 13. Not we don't go too close to the edge. Like we can't even really.
We used to on StreamGeeks.
Yeah, StreamGeeks used to get really. It was like
Raunchy.
NC-17.
I know.
No.
Thomas says if Yuta wins again, he would break my record of 3 times in a row.
Yeah, Thomas did win 3 times in a row.
All right, we're
Alright,
picking
let's
somebody
keep
else. No
going.
Mike Hong. Oh, gosh, I butcher these people's names. Somebody said in the last show, I hope they don't pick my name so they don't butcher it.
Yeah.
I was like, geez, it does suck. Beverly Oakman,
Beverly Oakman from New Jersey.
New York.
Oh, New York.
Beverly Oakman, are you here?
Beverly.
Beverly!
We know you're watching on Facebook. Claim your prize.
We do know?
No, we don't know.
All these poor people in the chat that are just waiting, they're like, I'm here. It sucks.
Yeah, and we close it at like 2:25.
Beverly Oakman.
Come on, Beverly. We know you're here. Show up or go home without your prize. I just want to spin it.
Chad says, butcher my name all you like.
Yeah.
Just let it accompany. Just let it accompany a prize. All right. Vince says, book mine and butcher. Pick mine and butcher. Okay, all right, we're
All
gonna.
right, let's keep going.
Repick a winner.
Stuart video.
Stuart Rivera.
We know you're here, Stuart. We know you're here. No, Stuart actually won once before I wasn't here, I remember.
Ooh.
And he was like, oh.
No, it was
Oh,
his
no, it was
coworker.
his coworker.
Or his employee or something. And
Yeah.
he was like, what the heck?
Yeah,
Yay, Stuart.
All right, Stuart's here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. All right, Tess, spin the wheel.
No.
Oh.
He hasn't said anything yet. I'm assuming he's here.
Stuart, please.
Stuart Riviera.
Yes, is
Yeah.
he here?
He's here on Facebook.
Okay.
Stuart
Yes,
in the house.
Stuart's in the house. All right. Here we go. Ready? You're gonna spin it.
No,
not
you
me.
spin it. I've got this laptop in my hand.
I have to stand for this spin.
Stuart, woohoo!
All right. Here we go.
Get it
I'm
good.
moving the chair, everything.
Free camera.
This is like one of my favorite times of the day.
I love the look down.
Go. Yeah.
Let's go. Get something good.
I'm gonna moonwalk.
Oh, don't. You're going to knock into it and ruin everything.
Playing with fire.
NAB pass.
NAB
Okay.
pass? Okay, so for Stuart, that could be Las
Yes.
Vegas if you want to get yourself there.
If you want us
or
to
it
come
can be
with us in
NAB New York
Vegas.
next year because we
Yes.
know he's in New York.
NAB New York or NAB Los Angeles, Las Vegas.
Yes.
We will remember this. Tess will get the pass shipped to you, whichever show you want to go to, and we'll see you there.
And
by the way, this
but-
is better
but-
than just a normal pass. This is a pass. This is an exhibitor pass, so you can get in before everybody else,
Ooh.
which is nice. So like at 9 a.m. when there's that huge line, you can get in at 8:25.
And hang out with us.
You can go on a Saturday. You can go on a Sunday. You can get backstage before it's even open. It's a backstage pass.
Very cool. Okay, so that was a fun one.
Yes.
By the way, my new glasses are coming in today. These will be retired after today.
No.
Mm-hmm. My broken glasses are no longer for a week until my son breaks them again.
Paul can wear them then.
Paul can wear them
All right. I'll
for
wear
fun.
them.
He'll be blind in one eye. He will be tripping around here because my one eye's so messed up.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. What a fun show. Really appreciate having you guys all here. And we'll see you next week.
Remember, tomorrow is our open house in Westchester, PA. Find the event on Facebook.
Yes.
We'll see you hopefully tomorrow.
Tess will be live streaming it. Oh my. That was a meaty one.